Hello everyone, the Good Captain here. Welcome to my Let's Play campaign series, Rising Sun, Follow the Philippines, Part 3. And in our last video, we finished the first mission in the Follow the Philippines linked campaign game. So now we're on to Mission 2, and this is a more standard mission type in that there's no landing craft, no beach assault attached to this one. We have 20 turns, and we've got to move along this road here, capturing objectives as we go. And then they have an exit hex, which is a hex in which when you place your units in there and then you hit this remove units from the map button at the bottom, here in this specific hex you'll get the value of those units added to your score. So, the first thing we should do, always, is look at how many points we need for victory. In this case, 450. And so 450 is the prize, and then we go to the objective screen and we see that on the way to the, outside of this exit hex, there's 100, 250. So if we stopped our assault in Rosario and had got the 250 objective points, we would need to inflict at least 200 more points worth of strength points on the enemy in terms of damage, and that's more than they inflict on us. So anytime you receive damage, it's a negative to your score. This is not actually excuse me, this is not actually impossible. In fact, this very well could be what happens in this scenario. If we do our job well enough and receive very little damage and inflict on the enemy severe damage, just as a point of reference, as a data point here, in the last scenario, I think we had 460 something points worth. We only needed like 350 to get the major victory, and we had 460 something, and that was after only having 250 points worth of objectives. If you go back and review it, I did, just to make sure I had my head on straight, so that we did inflict just over 200 strength points worth of victory points on the enemy in the last scenario. So using that as a reference, if we captured all of our objectives and did as good as we did in the last scenario, we could stand pat in Rosario, and we wouldn't have to worry about moving these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes. And the reason I'm counting is just to make sure I have a good understanding of how fast we need to move. I counted up the spaces between the beach hex and the Santo Tomas in the last scenario, and here it's not nearly as bad. I just counted it and I can't remember, so sorry, but it's not nearly as pressing, given that we have 8 more turns, and given the possibility that we have a chance to win it just by getting this far. There's not as much pressure in terms of time. So we'll move a little bit more cautiously in this scenario. So yeah, and then of course we should always check your air support. We have none. Off-board artillery is no longer naval, but two batteries, I should say, of 75mm field guns located 10 hexes behind to the bottom of this hex and this hex. Yeah, so I can't remember if I guess I could have looked the ranges up before I started, but I don't think we'll outpace the range of our off-board artillery, but something to be aware of. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You know, there's some new terrain types. We have a cliff here, and we have I believe this is an embankment. Yeah. So anyway, it's a double or a double elevation change at least. Anyway, there's a lot of elevation changes in this. At least in the beginning, once we seize the town of Katagwin-Tingen, we have to cross this bridge at the Appenguat River, and there's this deep river. It can only be crossed here at the bridge, or here at this ford. There's a small ford over here, but really we want to go here, cross it here. Pass through a village and another village on a flat area here, and then finally Rosario, a larger village here. Okay. All right, so let's get down to it. The first thing we want to do, and I've already kind of scanned around. So we can't see anybody starting out, but yeah, it's the enemy can be hiding in these. This is light jungle, right? Yeah. Yeah. The concealment value of -4 is pretty good. So the things can be in there, and we wouldn't be able to see them until we were adjacent, unless we can make them shoot. So this is a job for our super awesome recon teams, aka the ATR rifle platoons, to handle. Okay, so first up will be this anti-tank rifle platoon here, and he will double time. That should get him to this hex. Yep. So we want to be careful how we move him. I don't want to draw any fire onto any units that we don't want to draw fire onto, so we'll move to the Agoo. Nothing. Here. Nothing. And here. Nothing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I was checking this beforehand, oh yeah, this one won't be able to make it. It's a good thing I double checked, because even though, yeah, so moving across open ground is more expensive in terms of action points than moving along the paved road, of course. So paved is 28 and open is 34. So even if we double timed him, he wouldn't be able to make it to this hex here. So if we moved in this direction, it would only be to bait any shots that might. Yeah, so we will 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2. Okay, we're gonna double time him and just push him all the way over to the right, just to open up the flank and try to draw any fire that might be in these jungles hexes here. There's a little bit of a risk in doing this, in that we have to pass through a hex with a bunch of friendly units, but 1, 2, 3. We'll take the risk. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Oh, 0 action left. Okay. I did the math. I've been staring at the screen for like 15-20 minutes prior to this video, and I did the math on all this within the first few minutes, and I just remember it working out. But okay. 0. Okay, so we have one other anti-tank rifle platoon. He's way back here. 1, 2, 3, I don't think he's going to be able to be of it. Yeah, unless... Oh yeah, I should have showed you the reinforcements. We have reinforcements turn 1, 2, and 4, and you can think, oops, I didn't mean to bring them on, but that's fine. You can right click, I should highlight, and how do you get the, oh, that's right, I'm sorry. So you go to this screen, and then double click, that's right, and then you can see what's coming, exactly how many units. Okay, yeah, and this is here, if you're half paying attention, pay attention for a moment now, because I'm going to tell you something about this game. It's kind of a gamey little trick. If you have a unit in a linked campaign game, at least, I can't remember if this is true in the dynamic campaign game. If you have a unit that is totally destroyed down to 0 strength points, do not, or unless you have some other reason to do it, do not spend replacement points on it, because the AI will automatically replenish it by 1. You'll recall that I had one ATR platoon completely annihilated. But the AI will always replenish your units to at least a strength of 1. So I got him back. I basically got a free strength point worth of anti-tank riflemen back. So as you can see, I had four companies, and here they are: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 of them have strength of 1. So I'm gonna do, just because I think it will bore my viewers, I'm gonna do some math on these two and just see how far out they can go with a calculator and the F2 key. So I'll take a little pause and be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just checking to make sure this ATR rifle platoon could make it to this hex here. And he can. And even though I'm pretty sure we're safe, I'm going to go ahead and double time him. And either here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we move him here, we'll maintain our benefit of the road for the next turn. And since I'm pretty sure there's not really, I think I'm, I don't know. I'm kind of putting my chips on there not being a whole lot of stuff shooting at us at the outset here. So I'll move him here. And then this guy, this is, I think this will be a minimum move, moving up this embankment or the double elevation change. Let's see, it's 0 here, level 1 here, level 2, level 3, level 4. You can hit the R key to flip the map. So 0, 1, 2, 3. I believe this is a level 6. At any rate, I have, my intention again is to never push 2 companies down the same path, more than 2 companies I should say. So I'd like to send 1 company over this large hill here, steep hill, and I'd like to kind of, I'm contemplating sending 1 over this hill as well, but there's not very much to see even once we get over the other side of the mountain. But once we get here, this hex here is pretty good in terms of vision. So we'll move the last anti-tank rifle platoon, and I think we can double time him, yeah, here. Okay. So the anti-tank rifle platoons are finished, and now it's just going to be a matter of positioning the companies into their staging areas for their lines of attack. So this company will be the company that's going to assault over the hill. That should be a minimum move. I'm just worried. That looks awfully steep. Let's see, I've had it pulled up in the manual here. An embankment, abrupt rise in the ground, sufficient to provide cover. All units can cross an embankment. I believe this is an embankment. It's not an escarpment. It's certainly not a cliff. Oh, that is something slightly different. At least it looks like a really tall embankment. There's nothing else, yeah. Okay, so it's probably a double elevation embankment, so. Okay, well, whatever. If we can't cross it, we'll drop down and funnel around. It wouldn't be any loss, given that we'd have a traffic jam through this saddle in the mountains anyway, so. Let's begin. Little pause again while I do some math to see if a double time will make it up that hill. Okay, so it won't be able to make it. And now I'm realizing that this maneuver is gonna take basically 1 hex every turn. So we'll stage on this turn. Turn 2, we move here. Turn 3, we move here. Turn 4, we move here. And then we're down the other side. 4. And we can move normally after turn 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should probably coincide with the rest of the... Yeah. Yep, I think we're going to do it. So we'll go ahead and start staging up. Actually, I think I'm going to put 2 rifle platoons here and the machine gun platoon or section will go here. Just in case we get some targets along the way over. Yeah, like right here. I doubt it, but anyway. Best practices. Or at least, I hope that was a good idea. Anyway. The next platoon to stage, I was pretty sure I'm going to do this. I'm going to send a company around through this pass here and up and over the hill to the right of the village. And the reason I'm using right-lefts is because the north-south orientation is not always accurate. So anyway, like in the last scenario, that I was coming from the north and attacking south, but the way the map orientation made it look was that I was coming from the south. So anyway, this I think I could probably do this. 30, 30, 30, 90, 115. Yeah. So a little bit of a risk to push him up that far that fast. But not too much, just as long as nobody's here. I could send some hoggos up just to see. But I don't like sending out tanks as reconnaissance, especially on this kind of a map. Such a narrow. I don't know if they'd have mines set up on the road just yet, but all right, we're gonna pull the trigger. Whoa! Rifle platoon of some kind. Range 3. So let's do a quick. I'll take a quick pause and see if I can pull out my unit handbook and identify this type of unit before finishing his move. So, little pause, be right back. So, after my analysis, it's either a cav platoon or an early war rifle platoon. And there is pretty significant difference in the numbers here. I have a feeling the scenario designers probably kept them cav platoons just because the other thing that there's a Philippine Army platoon, but this is definitely not it because of the color. But we can add him in. So they're the same. Cav platoons and Philippine Army rifle platoons are the same. But technically one is Philippine Army, right, and one's U.S. Army. So I think they're probably cav platoons. Just given that they want to, the scenario designer hopefully wants us to show the lower quality of these troops, these early war, World War I hat type troops weren't as good as or well equipped as the later rifle platoons, even early war rifle platoons. So anyway, we're gonna operate under the assumption this is a cav platoon. I think it's safe. Perhaps it would be safer to operate under it might be safer to operate under the assumption it's an early war rifle platoon. But I don't think it is. Okay. Now the machine gun team, I've got to check him. Same thing. Yeah, he will be able to double time and join. And the leader. There's the second shot. No effect. Okay. I'm worried about that hex. That's why I'm looking at it. This jungle hex here in 923. But we'll have an ATR platoon be able to check it out. Okay. Warm up. Double time won't help us. Yeah. Okay. So that's 2 companies down. Two more to go. And these next 2 will be the 2 that do the main push down the roads. So the first one's this guy. So can we do 1, 2, 3, 4 roads and an elevation changed? So it's 100 paved 125. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So we can get here, which would give us more options. There's a machine gun up there, though. He'd be in range. I do like the idea of getting somebody up there. Wouldn't make a difference. I'm going to move a Agoo up here first, just because I want armored unit up here anyway. Now we'll double time. No shot, okay. Open road. Yeah, he's 34. Quick pause while I do the math on that. No, he won't be able to make it. 1, 2. Double time. Okay, let's get Lieutenant Oda up there. And this guy who's slacking in the back. Double time. And the final. Okay, first let's clear the road a little bit because I prefer it that way. I think where do we want the Agoos? I'm going to put one here. Yeah, we're not overstacking the hex. That's 10. And one... Can he... Yeah. So because he'll be able to defend himself if someone moves adjacent, we'll move here. I know I'm taking a slight risk by running into mines on the road, but I guess a slightly bigger risk because of the scenario design, but I'm assuming there's no mines because historically, of course, the American Army was very much surprised in the Philippines. And now we're going to set opportunity fire for him. And really, we're just going to hold to short. Only fire if somebody comes adjacent. Okay, headquarters. Check the range. I'm going to move this now. But where can we move to? I'd really like to get to this hex, so... Little bit of a risk. Open ground is never a good thing, but doesn't really change. And again, no one's been shot at in the lead, so go here. And finally, the last company, and we'll bring on the rest of them. Here we are. Yeah, the obvious space. This will overstack the hex by 1 point, but again, I think it's safe. Technically, the overstack's the wrong word. It's more like a slight bonus to the enemy, extra firepower, but we don't want to give them anything. Give your enemy nothing, but take from them everything. Okay, yeah. I think we're still under the umbrella for... Yeah, it should only be an extra point if something happens there. So, all units have been considered. The reinforcements were taken care of. Opportunity fire was assigned. Next is... There's no air, so that's easy. So, we have 4 smokes. And I don't have any considerations for a smoke mission at the moment. I will bring fire down from 1 battery. I think I feel comfortable. I don't think we're in a situation where we need to bring down 4 fire missions on this guy. And bringing down 1 doesn't make it so that the next... If you bring down 1, if you think that you could split the fire between the 2, and then they would both be available because you didn't use up all their action points in fire missions, you're wrong. It can still be, you know, low, quote unquote, low on ammo next turn, even just with 1 fire mission. So if you're going to shoot both times, and you know, save this battery for that one will definitely be available next turn. So because I didn't use it this turn, so that's it, and we will give the enemy its turn. I'm going to keep an eye on the time here, so we're at 32 minutes. We probably could do this, finish this, let the enemy have a turn, and then do 1 more, and then close this video. Yeah, okay, so... Disrupted. No effect, but the main thing was done, which was the disruption, so... And we see another, what hopefully again is a cav platoon. I don't know if we're ever going to get confirmation in regards to if it's cav. Now I'm trying to remember why I... Oh wait. Oh, it must be a cav platoon. What was I thinking? The icons are different. Yeah, they're definitely a cav platoon. This is not an early war rifle platoon. Sorry, I was smoking something there. So, remove. And we'll remove the Philippine Army one as well. So, yeah, we're dealing with cav platoons, which is great relief. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is work with our ATR platoons to try to smoke out the enemy. This will be a movement. Oh, you can move 2 spaces like that. Okay, so we definitely want to move. Yeah, we definitely want to move here. Okay. Found another cav platoon. And he has used both his action points. Great. And now do we want to move here or here? Here or here? So It doesn't change anything to move closer except to expose our unit and get him into more trouble from this cav platoon, which we're not ready to destroy. So this actually might be a job for a Agoo to soak shots on the following turn. Yeah, we're going to need to get closer. I'm going to come back to this guy. I think we're going to move him here. Yeah, in fact, I'll just do it now. This is purely to scout out and just to draw fire from anyone in this jungle. And this is a 2-hex range where the cav platoons will have a little bit more of a punch, a 3 attack value, but I will come back to him. Okay. I don't know if this guy's actually going to be helping out very much. We've got to get over this hill, so we've just kind of got to push through with our units. So first we'll just... This guy will... Do we want to flank wide? How wide do we want to flank if we flank wide? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Wide front. This guy goes up. Headquarters platoon. Leader. Machine gun section. Okay, so that one's done. Okay, can we get... we probably won't be able to get very far. We can get out from under the guns of this guy, but... how can we get rid of him? We can move here, and then he can't see us when we're over here. And then the next turn, turn 3, we could stage. Turn 4, we could assault. It's a little bit longer than I like. He's disrupted. This guy has not shot because he has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, someone would need to be here. And in open ground, this is not a good place to bait a shot because your morale is reduced by 1. Which would make any... if he did roll for an effect, it would make it easier for that effect to happen. So... 90. We need to disrupt this guy, but how best to do that? Not sure. This guy's in a good spot. Good spot for a rifle platoon, or a cav platoon. Okay, this guy's disrupted. I like this hex. We've got a disrupted guy next door, and this guy's 3 spaces away, and he can see it. But we need to bait a shot out of the disrupted guy, so we're going to move the Agoo in. Very good. And now, since he's fatigued, I'm not inclined to put him in harm's way just yet. Feeling like I want to flesh out this right flank attack first, so yeah, I'm going to move him here. Okay, and yeah, if there's anybody 2 hexes away, they would have shot him. I think this is open, so I'm going to... Yes, I have an idea, or at least I see what I need to do. So we're going to move across this unit's front, this cav platoon's front, and head around with our ATR rifle. In the meantime, I want to set up this machine gun in this jungle here. Pretty good cover, 70% fire effectiveness, so it should be safe here. Lay down suppression fire. Next turn. Then we're going to have a unit join him. This is actually interesting, so that we don't have a disrupted or a fatigued guy, so we could lay down a weak shot on him. So I think we will. Yeah. 2 firepower shot. No effect. Okay. This guy, the last platoon in his company, to move. I think he's gonna wait. We could do a hit and run with this Agoo. We can move up 2 spaces, strike him, and then run back. The problem is that this guy will shoot him probably twice. And he has the worst, I mean, he does have an attack value against armor, but it is as bad as it can be. So there is some risk to this. It is also a headquarters platoon, and it's my 3 strength platoon. So maybe this is a job for this guy. Yeah. One, 2. Very good. Strike. Disrupted him. Excellent. Now everybody's shot, so I'll wait to move him because I'd like to do this same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing, but do this unit up here. 5 firepower attack. Yeah, okay, nothing. But what are Agoos for anyway? Okay. Disrupted and not disrupted. Yeah, I would love to move here with one of them if I could, but I just don't want to get shot. I do have armor-facing effects. I always play with armor-facing effects, so to move between 2 groups of infantry with very minimal, but still some anti-tank capabilities is not something I desire to do. So likely retreat, but we'll come back to these guys later. Yeah. This guy could probably, yeah. I'm going to take a small risk here. I'm going to move this headquarters Agoo up here, and his whole purpose in life now is to draw fire from this guy. I don't think we're going to be assaulted. I've already committed to it, but what is the Cav platoon's assault value is a 3. Mine's a 4. I don't think he'll be able to get us. Or that the AI would do that, and if it did, it would be able to do very much to us, so And now this allows us the opportunity to move in the open because Cav platoon will be shooting adjacent. Yeah, this is the right thing. Okay. I'm tempted to leave all 3 Hagos up here. Do I risk it? He's disrupted. Yeah, it would be like this if we did it. And in that case, oh, there was never any, okay, I made a small error here. There was never any need to split up like that. Taking some pretty big risks here, but if it's successful, we'll really choke out the enemy. And on this turn, we'll probably likely find out if they have any or what offboard artillery they might have. So we need to be cautious of that as well. All right, so we might want to, the main thrust might want to delay. All right, so we're going to kind of spread out here. So the lead units, yeah, you will go here. Yeah, they're both fatigued. One of you will definitely go here. It's kind of messy, but it will be safe from anything. In terms of unit organization, we're kind of spreading these guys out. But this is a safe place for him. He goes here. Machine gun section. Be really good to have him up here, I think. Yeah, he can blast. Go here. I think we're just going to move the headquarters up, and here's where they will set up their camp. For the next couple of turns. And finally, where do we want our leader? Not very many places, probably with the machine gun. Yeah. And then this infantry squad goes here. Okay, and now we have 1 company left to move, and then we will give the enemy its turn, and then wrap up this video. We'll move him here. Again, I'm kind of staying spread out because I don't know. It's not clear what artillery assets, offboard assets or otherwise, the enemy in this scenario has. And we'll probably learn here real quick because we were within sight of they had a lot of good positive contact on us while we moved. So the likelihood that they called down artillery strikes is pretty high. Yeah, we really want this machine gun and leader here. Nine strength points, 8 strength points. I really hope artillery doesn't fall on either of these two axes. And I hate to do this, but he's just going to move one and stop again. Just worried about that their off-board artillery. So next, assign opportunity fires. We could fire this guy. Yeah. No effect. Okay. All right. Oh, almost forgot this guy. That's why we follow the protocol. So this guy, yeah, I'm not sure how effective he's going to be just climbing that hill since he's mainly a recon unit. So we'll move him up and over. Okay. Oh, same with this guy. I think the cav platoon will shoot at the tank, my tank platoon. Yeah, let's move here. All units been considered. We have no op fires. Everybody's maxed out. Okay, artillery. Yes, very important. We are really up in their face, so we just want to drop fire missions on them to try to get them out. And this guy's not disrupted, so he'll get 2 fire missions, and then each of these will get 1. And that's it. So we'll give the enemy its turn, and then finish this video. Very good. Oh, we did have somebody. There it is. We braced. There, we got it. Oh, they pulled back. We weathered the assaults on our hoggos, and they chose not to fire twice. Okay. Turn 3, our reinforcements have arrived, or another set of them. And then 1 arty's unavailable. Miss. 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 And that, there's no effect. Okay. So, yeah, okay, first 2 turns complete, and, I'm pretty happy with it so far. No casualties on either side yet. Both these, oh good, both these platoons, enemy cav platoons are still disrupted, so that helps. So, yeah. Okay, that's the video. That's it for today. Probably release another one tomorrow. Thank you for watching this. All the best from the good captain, and bye-bye.